Happy Sunday, everybody. I am very grateful that you could be here with me. We're going to have some fun today. I'm just getting my stuff organized here. We are going to make pumpkin pie spice coffee and pumpkin pie spice sweet omelet. Just wrapping my head around the fact that I'm here again, and I am loving the fact that we're hanging out here together. Okay, so very first thing I need this morning is a cup of coffee, and so I am going to add 1/16 of a teaspoon, or 1/8 of a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, and I'm going to pack it in there. This is TSL Organics pumpkin pie spice, and I have a big cup. You might want a little more, a little less, depends on how big your cup is. So we're just going to drop that right in the cup, you can see. And I have a fresh pot of coffee. Now in here I have a bit of cream and a bit of caramel sweetener. Okay, and there you have it. That is a pumpkin pie spice latte coffee. I don't know. We'll just call it delicious. That's what it is. Okay, now we are going to make a sweet pumpkin pie spice omelet with cream cheese filling. Yes, I said cream cheese filling. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our cream cheese filling and get that ready to go. Now this is 30 grams of cream cheese and 15 grams of melted butter. And the cream cheese, well, it was heated up. We're gonna mix that up with a little whisk. And splash it all over. This is why I wear an apron all the time, because I know me. And I know if I don't, I'm just going to ruin my clothes. Okay, so we're getting this beat up really well. Now to this, and it's important that we get this done first, and I'll show you why. So to this, we're going to add about half a teaspoon of vanilla, just a wee little bit. Oh, where is my half a teaspoon? I have one here somewhere. Okay, just a wee little bit of vanilla. This just really wakes up any flavor that you're adding in, whether it's just cinnamon, apple pie spice, pumpkin pie spice, doesn't matter what it is. The vanilla really wakes it up. And the other thing that we're going to add is just a wee little pinch of salt, and of course it is Redmond real salt. Now we've got everything. Oh, I am splashing all over the place here. We've got everything in there except about half a teaspoon. That's a quarter. Oh, got my teaspoons all. Half a teaspoon, a quarter teaspoon. That's how come I had it out there. Okay, so we're going to add about a quarter teaspoon of TSL Organics pumpkin pie spice. Now this is just going to keep that flavor going right through the whole omelet. And because this is like a cream cheese frosting, we're also going to add a little bit of allulose. Now you can sweeten this to taste. I just added about a tablespoon-ish, and you can make this ahead of time and have it in the fridge, and you can see that there's still little lumps of cream cheese in here that are not mixing in very well. It doesn't matter, because this is an omelet. Nobody is going to see that. Everybody is seeing the mess that I'm making here, though. Okay, now in our frying pan, move that out of the way, we're going to set our burner to 4, and we're going to melt a little bit of butter, and then we'll turn that off. Now while that's, we'll just heat that up a little slower. While that's heating up, we're going to crack 4 eggs. I know that sounds like a really big omelet, but if you are doing carnivore, the first egg will crack in there, the next ones will crack in here. If you're doing carnivore, or you're just really wanting to have one meal with no carbs, aha! Good thing we cracked it in here, because we have a wee little bit of eggshell in here that would definitely not make our omelet better. And this is why cracking your egg in a separate bowl anytime you're making something, especially if you're adding something that is not see-through, you can't necessarily tell if you're cracking it into cream or flour or whatever you're cracking it into. You can't necessarily tell if there is a little bit of eggshell in there, but doing it this way you can definitely tell. Okay, and there we go. That is 4 eggs, and I decided I was going to be really nice to you guys today, and I have a whisk with a silicone bottom on it. Okay, now the rest of the sweetener that I have in here, which is about a tablespoon-ish, we're going to mix our teaspoon of TSL Organics pumpkin pie spice in here. It's important that you mix it in with whatever sweetener you're using, and so this is allulose, as I said. But the reason that you want to mix it in here is so that you don't end up with any clumping. So we're just going to use our whisk and mix that in here until we don't see any clumps of spice. Way easier to get it out of your sweetener than it is to get it out of your eggs. So always mix your dry ingredients together first, or almost always. Okay, so now you can see that there are no clumps of pumpkin pie spice showing up here. Now we are just going to sprinkle those dry ingredients into our eggs, and we're going to whip these up. Now notice that I am not adding any cream to this. And there are a couple of reasons for that. If I was going to add any fat to this, it would be butter, not cream. I'm going to give my arm a workout here today. Okay. Now, this can either be an omelet or it can be a scramble. You choose. And today, I should have used a much, much bigger pan to do a 4-egg omelet, but I didn't. So we're just going to get this in the pan and get it cooking. Now when you are cooking an omelet, you do not have to leave, well, let me get this cleaned up a little bit. So we're making a mess all over the place as usual. The only thing that is not going anywhere is my coffee. Now when you're making an omelet, you do not need to just crack it in the pan and leave it there and not do anything with it. You can definitely treat it like a scramble until it is as cooked as you want it to cook. And especially if you're doing quite a thick omelet, like this one is, in a small pan, this is definitely going to have it cook faster, and you don't have to worry about flipping things. And so we're just going to do this until these eggs are almost cooked, and then we're going to add a little more butter. Not much more, because we've got more fat going in here. Okay, look at this. This is getting ready to be all omelette-y. Is that a word? It is today. It is a word today. A little more butter is going to make this creamy. Okay, now look at how cooked this is already, and I did put it on 5, not 4. Oh well, it is what it is. Good morning, Del. Okay, now I can promise you that my husband is not at all upset that he is not home for this omelet, because he's not a fan of pumpkin pie spice. I, on the other hand, am. And you can do this with any kind of spice you like. And if you want, you can add some herbs in here. You can, I mean, this is your omelet. If you're doing this, it's your omelet. And look at how that just spread around in there. You can do it with a little more sweetener, a little less sweetener. You can do it however you like. Okay, now that is getting to the point where we definitely want to, there it is. Got everything out this morning, almost. Get this omelet rolled so that it looks more like an omelet. Oh, look at that. Can you see how nice and brown that is? Now that, browned like that, is definitely a Western omelet. You would never ever see a French omelet browned at all. Okay, forgot the plate. And so now, this is a full meal. And you can eat it hot, you can eat it cold. You know, eggs are fine to be eaten cold. Turn that off so it's not beeping at us. And did not put it on the plate. Look at that. I made, okay, well, you know what? We're just going to flip it over this way and pretend that I did it properly. It's not going to change the taste. So that's my very, very sad attempt at a French rolled omelet or something. Okay, clean up this mess and put our omelet on the plate. Now I am not worried about touching that with my fingers since it's my omelet. Okay, you can do carnivore and still have something that is carnivore-ish. So if you are here for the first time or the umpteenth time, say hi and tell me what you like in your scramble or in your omelet, because I am telling you right now, this cream cheese, pumpkin pie spice cream cheese, I don't know how you're going to say that. You do not need you do not need French toast. This is absolutely wonderful, and it is absolutely a full meal with no carbs. Well, maybe 1 gram of carbs from the cream cheese. Other than that, no carbs. So, whether you are using store-bought eggs or homegrown eggs or whatever it is you're doing, if you can afford to buy, I saw a carton that said pasture-raised eggs, and I thought that was really interesting. If you can afford to buy organic, whatever, do that. If you can't, then go and buy a carton of large eggs and whip this up. Use TSL Organics pumpkin pie spice if you can. If you can't, well, you could always get hold of me and we'll see about getting you some. Or use what you have in your cupboard. And I want to tell you something about spices. Now, a lot of people Look at this. It looks like a mess on a plate, but oh my goodness, it is so delicious. A lot of spice companies will tell you that when you have had a package of spices for 6 months, it's time to throw them out and get new ones. And I am here to tell you that is absolutely not true, and it never has been true. If your spices smell good and they taste good, then they are fine. Make sure that you don't get any moisture of any kind in there, and they're not going to go bad. They will lose their potency after a while, but don't let somebody else put a date stamp on your spices. You can, pardon me, you can do that. There we go. Okay, well, this is it. This is our pumpkin pie spice. Welcome to fall. It is pumpkin latte season. Pumpkin pie spice, not just for pumpkin pies anymore. No pumpkins were harmed in the making of this video, and I am very grateful that you chose to spend some of your Sunday morning here with me. It is absolutely one of my favorite parts of the week, so thank you for being here. Whether you're watching it live or watching it later, please leave a comment. Let me know that you're here. And try the pumpkin spice omelet with cream cheese, pumpkin pie spice cream cheese filling. You're not going to be sorry, I promise you that. And I hope that for all of you that you do your very best to live your best version of this shining life and reach out to someone that you love that needs to hear from you. It's going to do as much for you as it does for them. And I will see you next Sunday, same time, same place. Please be here. It's always more fun.